Welcome! Let's take a few minutes to walk through how to take your online surveys. Today, you are being asked to reflect on yourself and your learning environment in general. To do this, you'll be asked to fill out surveys that focus on helping you and your teachers to learn more about how they can best support you in all aspects of learning. Please listen carefully while I give you some important directions. The information collected in this survey will not be part of your grade or reflected on your report card in any way. Instead, you, your teachers, and school leaders will use the information to better support you. Your responses are completely confidential, so answer honestly. If you would like to skip a question, you may do so. You are sharing your own thoughts, and there are no right or wrong answers. If you have any questions or need help with any words or directions that you do not understand, please let your parent, guardian, or teacher know. Your voice is important. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and experiences. To access your surveys, you will need an electronic device with internet access. You can use a laptop, computer, tablet, or smartphone to take this survey. You may be able to access your survey in another language by clicking the drop-down menu in the top right corner. On this page, you will see a green button that says Start Surveys. Make sure the information you're seeing on this page is correct. If the information is correct, go ahead and click on Start Surveys. If the information is not correct, please reach out to the Panorama support team. If you have multiple surveys, you will want to make sure to complete all of the surveys assigned to you. After you click Start Surveys, answer all the questions. If you can't answer any question, please leave it blank. Once you have answered all the questions, click the blue button that says Submit at the bottom of the page. Make sure to hit this blue button before closing out of the window. Otherwise, you will need to start the survey from the beginning. Once you click the Submit button, you will not be able to change your answers. When you see a thank you screen that says "Thank you for taking our survey," it means you have finished your survey. Congratulations, you're all done. Please let your parent, guardian, or teacher know. If you have any questions at all, you or your parent, guardian, or teacher can reach out to the Panorama Education team, and a member of our team will be happy to support you. Thank you for taking the time to share your voice with your teachers and school. Have a wonderful day.
To access your Panorama survey, you're going to need to navigate to your school Gmail. If you're using a student Chromebook, you can simply open up Chrome, click on the Home icon to get to the Clever portal, and from there you'll see an option to open up the Gmail app at the top. If you're using a personal device, you can simply open up gmail.com and log in with your school email and password. When you open your email, there'll be a message from Panorama. Simply double-click that email to open it. When your message is open, you'll see a link in blue that reads Your Unique Access Link. Double-click to open and get started with your survey. That concludes the directions for the Panorama survey. If you would like to use the text-to-speech feature on a district Chromebook, go ahead and continue with this video to find out how.
So our first job is to go into accessibility settings. So we're going to go down to where the time and the Wi-Fi are. We're going to click on the cog to go to settings. And here's where all the settings are for your Chromebook. We're going to scroll down though today and go to advanced to the accessibility features. Now I do like to have this first option turned on, and what that does is it gives you a little shortcut, and you may have noticed this shortcut here for accessibility, and I can click and easily turn items on or off. So let's go to manage accessibility features, but let's go ahead and look at text to speech. So this first option, Chromevox, this is going to be for students that are vision impaired. It's going to read everything on the page. If there's a picture, it's going to read some alternative text. If there's a graph, it's going to read what kind of information is there. And we're today just looking at the audio supports for reading. And that is the select to speech. So this is on, and right below are some different settings. This is where you can change the language, and you can have it read English to you, but you can also translate things on the page to Spanish, and then you'd want a Spanish speaker to read that to you. I'm going to leave mine on English, and let's go ahead and skip this second section for a moment and come back, because here's where you can have the words highlighted in a different color. So it is going to put a big pink line around each paragraph, but each word as it's being read is also going to be highlighted. So let's go ahead and pick yellow. And now let's look at these settings here, because that's going to take us to a different page. And here are the speech properties. So how fast do I want that read? What pitch do I want it read? And how loud? And let's give that a sample. So that was really quick. So let's go ahead and turn that down to maybe 145 and maybe a little lower pitch, and we'll leave it loud, and let's give that a sample.
Hi there, I'm your text-to-speech voice.
So this is a website with an article here about floating gardens. So I'm going to go where I want it to start. I'm going to click and drag my mouse. And to turn this on, I'm going to look at my keyboard. On the left side under the tab button is an icon called the search button. It looks like a magnifying glass. I'm going to hold that down and click on the letter S.
This floating farm in the Netherlands is taking sustainability to a whole other water level. The food industry is responsible for producing massive amounts of greenhouse gas emissions simply through transporting goods and produce into a city. In fact, 1 in 4 freight trucks on the highway is responsible for transporting food into urban areas.
So to make that stop, I'm just going to click the search icon again, that magnifying glass, and that turns it off. And when I did highlight my text, you'll notice it's all blue. Once it got started, I just clicked off of it, so it was no longer blue, so it was easier to see my highlighting. So again, you can turn this feature on and off by going to your settings icon and clicking accessibility and turning the select to speak off and on. But if you do want to change things like the tone and the speed, that's where you would go to settings. You would go down to advanced, to accessibility, manage the features, and here are the different voice settings. And so that's where I can speed it up if I get used to it, change pitch and such, and then close that down. And again, on your keyboards, after you've selected your text, it's search and S to turn it on,
The biggest limitation. Think about how much space you have for growing
and the search button to turn it off. Thanks.